vulnerable because there's a lot of them on the streets. Day laborers are they don't really know what kind of work they're going to do that day. If they're going to get paid or not, they're going to get break or not, they're going to get the tools they need for work in a safety way. So some of them, they put it in dangerous work like asbestos, how do you say asbestos, without any masks, and you know. So which step it was really become like a normal thing in the day labor. So what we have done is like we united, we are part of the National Day Labor Organizing Network that think together nationally how we're going to stop this. This is an abuse that shouldn't happen. Everyone should have the right to get paid for the work they do. And for the first time in 2003, we introduced a bill we developed on the street to the Congress that protect the rights of day laborers and the right to get paid, and more protection of the temporary workers, especially day laborers on the streets. So from that bill, we also take a lot of the bill, what we're working on actually in the state of Oregon. In the state of Oregon, we introduced 4 bills, which 2 of them can die and 2 of them still move forward. So one is day labor protection of day laborers, but that bill didn't continue because there's a lot of position that from the late temporary agencies. And so what we do, basically we are 35 organizations and the coalition to stop the wage theft in the state of Oregon. Among them there are like unions, community organizations, churches, and other groups who are working together, and we create different teams. Like in the team that work both is in the community engaged team. Like most of the work we do is because we have the population that it's been affected directly by. So we provide testimonies, stories, and also the people who are affected also organize themselves, create like forums, and to tell the other people, like the large community, that this problem exists and should be stopped. It should be the other ally and other community involved to stop these abuses. So that's kind of the I know that I have 2 minutes. I can't explain 2 minutes all the work we do, but basically that's the strongest part of us, is to involve the community affected and to have the voices in front of the legislators to testify and create stories and videos.
Great. Thank you, Romeo. I forgot to mention that I'm going to go through a series of questions, and then I'm going to stop, and then you guys will have the time to ask questions. So if you guys want to take note, we'll definitely have time for you guys to ask clarification questions or more. So Ibrahim, right? Better?
Yeah.
So tell us about, so your organization also works with this specific project called Right to Dream 2. And I like it because it's with numbers that you guys write it to. Tell us about that specific project, and also how is this project making your community stronger? How houseless in Portland stronger?
Oftentimes, Right to Dream 2 came about because Right to Survive is an direct action group, and Right to Dream 2 is one of our actions. And it came about because Right to Survive is made up of houseless people, formerly houseless people, and their allies. And I was living on the streets for 25 years. I was traveling, but in Portland, I lived on the streets since '98, and I'm one of the co-founders of Dignity Village, which is still going on 13 years later. And so we noticed that that people are sleep deprived when they live on the streets because of the weather, the environment, and the harassment of police and business people. And how can you seek to get productive if you're sleep deprived? You walk around like a zombie. People think you're mean, but you're tired and sleepy. And some people don't sleep for days, or they constantly have like half an hour sleep here, half an hour sleep there. And if it's raining and cold, you're really miserable. So Right to Dream 2 came about when Right to Survive looked at the city ordinance and we tried to find a flaw in the city ordinance. So every year in June they have a road festival parade and they allow people to pitch tents on the sidewalk and watch the parade. So what we did, the first year we took up 2.5 blocks on both sides and put tents on there, put homeless people in those tents. Second year we took 6.5 blocks. And so we said, well, where are they going to go after they leave, you know, because they can't sleep. So we found a partial land, and so what Right to Dream 2 does is saying that even homeless people have a right to dream too. You know, so it's a catchy cliche. You know, because people think they don't deserve to sleep. And so it's a rest area, not a tent city where it's open 24 hours. People come in tents where they can sleep, get the proper rest. And after that, when people seek for sleep, they can seek to be productive once they can figure out what they want to do in life. And that empowers that community, because then, you know, I'm asleep, I can eat, then I can sit down and concentrate if I want to go to school, go get my GED, if I want to go take care of my legal affairs, if I want to go to college, if I want to see what type of work I want to see, if I want to get back with my family members or start a family or find housing, legal housing. So, and that's what Right to Dream 2 is. It's people calling it encampment site, but it's really a rest area. And due to popular belief, houseless people do work, but as Romero stated, they give odd shift, like late at night, early in the morning, and when they get off work, the shelters and missions is closed and there's nowhere for them to sleep. So Right to Dream 2 is a 24-hour facility ran by homeless people, and they see the operation of the thing. So we rest 90 people a night, and we turn in like 20 to 35 people a day away. And we allow what missions and shelters don't do. We allow couples, whether they same-sex couples or what, we allow people with pets in there. We don't search nobody's background because everybody made a mistake. It's just we got caught, the politicians didn't. So, and so we don't discriminate against nobody. And that's what Right to Dream is.
So Michaelin, I'm going back to you, and if you could please tell us about the work that you guys are doing around healthcare access and voting rights, and how are both of these issues connected to economic justice? Michaelin?